Hello everyone and welcome back to a new video. Like I mentioned in what was hopefully last week's video, I am back today to tier rank my secondhand purchases for the year 2024. I got 20 items this year, 20 clothing items, and I am going to tier rank them and hope that that's fun. So let's just jump into it and see if I can make this work and if it's entertaining. Okay, so I'm going to be doing this in no particular order, but I do want to share with you the rankings I have made. So my first ranking is new favorite, and this speaks for itself. It's an item that has entered my wardrobe and I love it so much, and it's a new favorite item. Next up we have awesome, which is, I started to try to do the ABC start letters for this and then I just gave up. But awesome is for items that are so good but they're not quite favorites. We'll see how many I put in any of the categories because I have no idea. And then we have almost perfect. These are items that are serving a purpose and they are good, but I don't view them as perfect or close to perfect. Number 4 is could do without, and that speaks for itself. It's items I could have gone without, and technically that is true for all the items, but even so. And then my fifth and final category is regrets. Items that I regret getting for whatever reason. I'm hoping that will be very small, but let's see how this goes. So first up, I have this pair of Miscellaneous trousers, pants that I got this year, and I've heard a lot of good things about Miscellaneous but never tried it for myself. It's not something I can find in stores here, so I have to look secondhand, be that on Vinted or other kind of sites, or if I manage to stumble upon it in store. And I stumbled upon these trousers and I've never seen this print of Miscellaneous, and I was drawn to them because they were so colorful and bright, and I asked the seller about waist measurements and leg length and stuff, and the measurements seemed fine, so I got them. However, they are too big. They are too big, and they are big, like the waist I can fix with a belt, but they also get quite loose in like the stomach area, like there's a lot of bulk there. And also I wore them recently when I was in a bit of a rush and had to hurry somewhere walking, and then I realized then that they are too low in the crotch, and so I got thigh rub in these. It was horrible. They are a regret. They are absolutely a regret. I'm so sad that I regret buying them. They were also quite expensive, not as expensive as they would have been new, but they were still my most expensive item of the year, and I regret them. That's a bad combo. But I'm trying to get my husband to take them off of me because they are much more his sort of color scheme than they are mine anyway. But they are a little bit small for him, and so we'll see if he takes them and lets them out a bit, or if I try to sell them or pass them on to someone else. Next we have one of my most recent thrift finds, and that is this gorgeous knit jumper from the brand Jessica Reed, which tells me nothing, but in case you want to look for something similar. This is such a good sweater. I love it so much. I've been wearing it a lot since I got it. I got it at the end of November, and I've been wearing it a lot. It is so comfortable. It's really, really, really heavy. It's a mix of cotton and rami, however you say that. And I just really like it, and I think I'm going to be putting it in new favorites. Next we have a pair of shorts, and I'm not a huge shorts person. I've said that before. I do prefer skirts and dresses to shorts, but there are times in the summer where I feel like shorts are good. I found these in June when I was at a car boot sale, and they are good. They're really comfortable. They're a decent length. They're not so short that I sit down and I feel like, they just dig in everywhere, which would make me very uncomfortable. They have a bit of like a paperback waist. I can tighten them with the drawstring, and they have really big pockets, which I like. Beige is not a super big color in my wardrobe, but I do really like them. And I'm gonna put them in awesome, not because I am madly in love with them and think I need 15 more pairs, but just like they're really good. I really like them. They got a fair few wears in the summer. I will not be wearing them in not summer, but I'm happy with them. And I don't want to put them in almost perfect because they are better than that. They are my best pair of shorts. I currently own 3 pairs, but when I do my closet clear out, I think this will be the only pair that stays because the other ones are much shorter and tighter and thus more uncomfortable for me. Next up, we have this dress that I'm actually wearing today. It's a midi length, like calf length, pretty long midi denim dress that I got in May. I've been wearing this so much. It's really comfortable, and I'm still learning how to style it in the colder months. Today I'm just wearing it with nothing underneath or on top of it because I'm home and I'm fine. It's not very cold today, but I am trying to layer this with sweaters and other things, and I really, really like it. I'm going to put it in awesome. You might think I'd put it in new favorite, and I'm torn on that, but as I feel today, right now, I will put it in awesome, which is a really good grade. Not everything needs to be a favorite, although I would love for everything in my wardrobe to be items that I absolutely love, which I think would mean that they are all favorites. But even so, I'll put it in awesome, and that is good enough for today. Next up, we have this big denim overshirt that I also got in summer. And I got this ridiculously cheap. It was 10 Swedish kronor. I mentioned this in last week's video. And I just really, really like it. I like that it's so thick. It's a thick denim. It's quite heavy. It's shapeless in a good way, where like it's an overshirt. I don't need it to be form-fitted, but it's still really, really good. And I haven't worn it much now in the fall winter time because I've been thinking that a sweater or cardigan is better. But I keep having to remind myself, such as also with this dress, that denim is actually quite warm. It's actually quite thick. It actually keeps you warm. I will put this also in awesome because I love it a lot. Next, we have this skirt. Now this skirt I also got in the summer. It is gorgeous. It is a midi-length skirt, cotton, buttons down the front, quite big pockets on the side. I love this. This is a new favorite. I have nothing to say on it apart from I love it so much. It is gorgeous, it is comfortable, it is swooshy, it is so good. And I don't wear it in winter, or I haven't worn it in winter due to the colors and the lightness of it, like the lightness of the fabric. But I would love to wear it again, like tomorrow. So either I'll figure out ways to style it, hopefully for the winter, or I'll just hold out for spring and hope for an early spring and a long, warm season for me to wear it in. Next, we have this gorgeous dress that I got in summer as well. And this might be my perfect dress. This is flowy, it is long, it is floral, it is colorful, it has so much swoosh in the skirt, and it's just perfect. So it's going in new favorites. Next, we have this white top that I only ever wear under other things to have a sleeve moment. I don't wear it as a visible shirt because it's quite open, it's quite unflattering, I suppose. I don't really love the fit of it, but for being sleeves, I like it. I do, however, have something similar which I could wear instead, and I don't need all of my clothes to work as outer layers or like fully visible layers, but this is a top I could do without. I don't regret it because it does serve a purpose in my wardrobe, but I don't love it. Next, we have a cardigan that I am very conflicted on. This turned out to be really itchy despite having a lining in it, and when I tried it on in the store I wore t-shirts so I didn't feel any itchiness, but then when I went to wear it I wore it with a tank top and that was really itchy. And I think it's really pretty, I just don't love it. And therefore the top two categories, or top two tiers, are obviously not right. And it would be perfect if it wasn't itchy, but I could also do without it. And I can't put things in between these tiers. It wants to be in either of the tiers solidly. So I'm going to put it, I don't know where to put it. I am going to put it in almost perfect because if it wasn't itchy, I would love it much more. Now I am on the fence about it. I'm trying to figure out ways to wear it, and if I can't figure out how to do that without being uncomfortable by the itchiness, I can't keep it, which is very sad. Next, we have a white button down with some birds on the front, some mallards. Is that how you call them? Ducks? Mallards? This is a slightly thicker fabric shirt. It's still a cotton shirt. It almost has like a corduroy feel to it, or not feel, but a corduroy look to it. It's slightly stripy in the fabric itself without being stripy as a pattern. And I have still, like I said in last week's video, not really given this a proper chance. So I need to style it a few more times and see how I feel in it. But for now, I am sadly going to put it in could do without because I do have so many white button downs, and I do have so many others that I much prefer to this one. But speaking of white button downs, we have this one. This, however, is swiftly moving up into new favorites. It has a really lovely color, it has short sleeves, which is not very common in my white button downs, and it just has a little bit extra frill, a little bit extra something to it, and I think it's absolutely adorable. I feel really good in it. This is a shirt that I've not yet ever worn as a visible shirt like the previous white one, but this one I haven't worn because it's a little bit see-through, not because I don't like how it fits. I have, for example, worn it under this floral dress that I mentioned before, and I look forward to styling it under many more things for many years to come. Next, we have the final white item of this video of my wardrobe this year, and that is this white cardigan that I got in November. I don't own any white cardigans prior to this one. This is my first one. This is also handmade by someone, and it is really nice. It's a thick cotton, so it's quite heavy and I like the feel of it. And it's just really good. I have, however, realized, because when I try to button it at the top just to get a little bit more of a form-fitted look to it, I have realized that the buttonholes and the buttons aren't really the right fit. It keeps unbuttoning. That's not a problem. But then I also realized that it's not actually the same length all around. One side is a little bit shorter than the other, and I don't know if that's something I can fix with blocking it or if it is just slightly wonky. I still really like it, and I'll put it in awesome. And like I mentioned in an earlier video, this so far, and hopefully moving forward, is also serving the purpose of a white button down, sort of. Like the things that I will usually layer with a white button down under, I could instead put this white cardigan on top of, and it will still look good. It so far has still looked good and felt good, so yes. Next, we have one of two vests I have purchased this year, and that is this gorgeous handmade wool vest with embroidery on, and it is just too beautiful to even talk about. It's not too beautiful to talk about, but it's just so pretty. I have only worn it once so far in this styling video I put up a couple of weeks ago, but it is so good. I love it so much, and I love it. It's a new favorite. Despite having only worn it once, I do see this having a really good place in my wardrobe, and I hope to style it in so many different ways in the future. My second vest purchase of this year is this gorgeous crochet vest that I got in the summer, which was quite expensive because I got it in a curated vintage secondhand store, and it's from a brand that when I've looked it up and like searched for it on eBay or other places, I got this for dirt cheap compared to what they sell for. This is also going straight up into new favorites. I love the colors, I love the fit, I love the pattern, I just love the feel of it. It is great. I recently wore it over this dress actually, and I quite liked it. Next up, we have this fake denim dress. It's not trying to be denim, but it could from afar perhaps look like it is denim. It is a viscose dress, it's midi length, it's blue, it has a tie in the back so I can tighten the waist a little bit, and it has a little bit of pattern in the fabric. It is absolutely gorgeous. It is so comfortable. I got it for ridiculously cheap, and I love this dress. It's going straight up into new favorites. Even though I have worn it less than this one, and I'm only putting this one in awesome and not new favorites, I love it. It is great. I want to wear it every day of the week if I can. Next, we have this dress, which I am a little bit on the fence about because I'm not super drawn to the pattern of it. This is a big oversized dress, has a little bit of a tie at the front, and then just big voluminous sleeves, big voluminous skirt, like a greenish, dark, minty, turquoise kind of base, and lots of flowers. And we know that I like florals, I like big dresses, I like color, I like, you know, volume at the bottom of my dresses. Something about this makes it not a favorite, but I did get a fair bit of wear out of it in the summer, and it definitely serves a purpose. Would I love it more if it had been a different base color? Yes, I think so, but I like it. It's good. I'm torn because, like, could I do without this dress? Yes, I could. I do have other dresses, but a bit like the cardigan, I'm like, if it didn't have this thing, if it was just different in this one way, I would like it more. And I guess that's also true for the pants that are currently in regret. Like, if they were just bigger, no, not bigger, if they were smaller, if they fit me better, they would be higher on the list. But for the pants, we're in a disagreement. Like, the pants and I are not seeing eye to eye. They're gonna stay there. And I'll put the dress in Almost Perfect, like with the cardigan, though for different reasons. The dress is definitely not itchy. That's something it's got going for it. Next we have this wool kilt-like skirt that I got, I think, in October. And it replaces a kilt-like skirt I had, I don't know, 5 years ago or something, that got too small and I couldn't wear it anymore. And I like it. I've only worn it twice so far, but I do feel really, really good when I wear it. I just haven't been gravitating towards it, and I don't know why. The defense I used in the previous video was that it hasn't been that cold yet, or like the first time I wore it on a much too warm day, and so I overheated very quickly. Now it's cold, not today, but now it is cold and it's the right time to wear it, but I haven't been drawn to it in a way. I do like the colors, I really like the fit, I do feel really good in it. I don't know why I'm not jumping at any chance of wearing it. Maybe because I keep reaching for this instead, which is the dress and not a skirt, so they're not really comparable. I don't know. I kind of want to put it somewhere between Awesome and Almost Perfect because I don't know. Like, I really like it as a concept and I do like it when I wear it, but I'm not drawn to wearing it. And so putting it in Awesome doesn't really feel right. But when I look at the things that are in Almost Perfect, this skirt has none of the issues that those two items do. So I'll put it in Awesome, but at like a low Awesome. If I could put them at like a staircase kind of shape, it would be slightly below the rest of the Awesome. And then we have this dress that I got in the summer, and I wore this a fair bit in the summer and then I've completely forgotten about it. Not actually forgotten about it, it's in my wardrobe. I see it, I pass it by when I, scroll through for other things. But I don't know if it's just not feeling very fall winter and therefore I'm skipping it. I also don't remember the last time I wore it. It must have been in the summer, but I don't know if it was early summer or late summer or even into September, But it is a really pretty dress. Nothing about it says not fall winter. It's short and short sleeved, sure, but I can always layer a cardigan or a white button down, probably not, but I can always layer with it, So I think I should challenge myself to wear this more in this season that we're in right now. But I guess, whoops, I just dropped it. But I guess, again though, it doesn't have the same problems as, well, I'll just leave it in Almost Perfect. I don't know why, I can't really explain why, but it's gonna go there. And I'm gonna speed this up because I'm running out of space on my SD card. Next we have this pink striped sweater. It has 3 different pinks: light pink, medium pink, and darker pink down the front, back, and sleeves. And it's really comfortable, but it's really nothing special. I have a vision of wearing this with my Axel dungarees, which I haven't yet tried to do that, and the pinks might clash completely, I have no idea. But it's good. Could I do without it? Yes. But I feel like the could do without is a harsher treatment than this sweater deserves. I feel like I should have had another tier somewhere for like okay items, but I guess like the last skirt and dress, it goes somewhere between Awesome and Almost Perfect, and I'll put it in Almost Perfect for now, which seems to be becoming a broader category than I intended for it to be, but it is what it is because I can't add any more layers or tiers as I'm doing this. Last up we have this black button down with frills down the front, and I got this recently. It's one of my more recent items, and I have styled it in 2 different ways. I have worn it twice so far. Once was in that styling video I mentioned earlier, and then I wore it recently with the kilt-like skirt that I talked about earlier, with a black vest, like a neutral black vest over it. And a coworker said, "You look really tall today." And I was like, I feel really tall. And then later on I hit my head on a lamp that has always been hanging at the same height. And I, as far as I know, I've always been the same height as well. But for some reason I hit my head on it this time around. And I am pretty tall, but apparently the outfit made me taller. However, I have worn it twice and I have felt pretty good wearing it. I like the frills, it adds a little bit of something. Had it just been a plain black button down, I don't think I would have liked it as much. And it has served a purpose in the outfits I've worn it in. But I do think I could do without. I said recently in a different video that I think black items in my wardrobe need to be really, really, really special or really, really, really basic for them to have a place in my wardrobe with the direction I want to take my wardrobe in. This arguably is a little special because it has the frills. It's not just a plain normal black button down, but it's not a need. I'm going to keep wearing it and keep styling it and see how important it is in my wardrobe, how much of a purpose it serves. And if I had the option between this and a white button down, I foresee like 98% of the time going for the white button down, of which I have multiples to choose from as well. So I don't really need this. It was a bit of a spur of the moment purchase because my husband and I were in a thrift store and they called out that they were closing in 5 minutes, and I had it in my hands and I was like, I'm gonna try it on. And I ran to the fitting rooms and I tried it on and I was like, it looks okay. And I opened the curtain and I got eye contact with my husband. I was like, and that was it. That was the time I had to decide. So it was a bit of a spur of the moment, which is something I'm trying to not do. I don't want to be very impulsive with my purchases, although sometimes I am. That's just how it is. But I like having a little bit more time than that and just trying it on for a little bit longer and thinking about it while I peruse the store and like, you know, take it in a bit more, or before I click purchase, I suppose, on the phone. And it was a bit of a spur of the moment thing. Here we are. I don't hate it. I hope I will have a use for it. But it also sticks out like a sore thumb just with these items. Like, it goes with the skirt. The skirt is darkly colored, and I mean there's darkness in this dress and a few other things, but it just sticks out like a sore thumb, and I find that kind of funny. But there we have it. Here we have my finalized tier list for the year, and I've never made one before, so it's my first one ever. But I might make this a recurring thing depending on what comes into my wardrobe next year and so on. But looking at this, because I mean I am able to move something around now before I finalize it, but no, I feel good about this. I feel like everything is where it should be tier ranking wise. I do wish I'd had a sixth category that was like good enough or something. Like, almost perfect works as a category, but like there's nothing wrong with this pink sweater. There's nothing wrong with this blue dress, and there's nothing wrong with the floral dress either, really. I wish I would have had another category to put them in of like, okay, good enough, decent kind of, you know, category. But here we are, and I feel good about this. I do, and I like that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 out of 20 items are in the top 2 categories. That to me is really, really good. The remaining items are all items that I could do without, and at least one of them will be leaving us whenever I do my closet clear out video. I've started working on it, but it's taking a while, and that is okay. But I feel pretty good about it, and 12 out of 20 items in the top 2 categories sounds really good. If we also include the 4 almost perfects, which I don't think all the almost perfects were created equal, but if we include them as well, then 16 out of the 20 items are good and above, you know? I mean, almost perfect is good. So I am happy with this outcome. And it's also interesting to see everything I've gotten like this and trying to look at it from what I think my style is and what I've, you know, the words I have, or what I think are my wardrobe essentials. We have midi dresses. 3 out of 4 of the ones I've gotten this year are in the top 2 categories. We have vests, which both the vests I've gotten this year are favorites. We have florals, out of which 2 dresses and 1 vest are in the top category, in the favorites category, and 1 to 2, depending on if we think the cardigan has flowers on it or not, which I kind of think it does, but not florals. 2 of them are in the almost perfect category. We have checkered or plaid, which 2 of them are in the top category. 1 is in the awesome category. 1 is in almost perfect, and 1 is in regrets, which we don't talk about. And white button downs, we have 1 in the new favorite, and we have 1 in could do without. I think that's the most interesting thing for me, that 1 ended up in the could do without. But again, I want to keep wearing that one. I want to keep styling it different ways and see if it has a place in my wardrobe, and I want to keep it. So with all that being said, thank you so much for watching this video. This is, if everything goes to plan, my last video of the year of 2024. This should go up on the 30th if everything goes well. So I want to wish you a happy new year if you're watching this around the time that it goes up. And I look forward to making so many more videos in 2025. I'm really back on the excitement train. Didn't know there was such a train, but here we are. I'm really excited to make videos for 2025, and the last videos I've made now for this year, I've been so excited about. So thank you so much for watching this video or this year. I'll be back with new videos in the new year, and I hope to see you then. Bye!